3 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, replaying a text you sent 4 hours ago because they left you on read. Or you're scrolling back through your own story, the one you posted 20 minutes ago, just to check how many people watched it and whether anyone's judging the caption. Sound familiar? Yeah. Stick around, because by the end of this video, that entire loop is going to look completely different to you. And I'm going to prove it with an experiment that honestly kind of embarrassed a bunch of college students on purpose. I'm Oswald, and this channel runs on one idea: system over motivation. I'm not going to tell you to just be confident or post some quote over a sunset. That advice dies the second you close the app. What you're getting today is a system, something you can actually run the next time your brain starts spiraling about what people think of you. So here's the experiment. Researchers at Cornell grabbed a group of students and made them put on the most cringe shirt imaginable, a giant, outdated singer's face plastered across the chest, then sent them walking into a room full of strangers. After they left, the researchers asked one question: how many people in that room do you think clocked the shirt? Average guess, 50%. Half the room. Reality, 25%. A quarter. These students were living rent-free in a courtroom that was twice as harsh as the one that actually existed. Psychologists named this the spotlight effect, and here's the part that's actually wild. It's not just embarrassing moments. The same researchers tested it with good moments too: sharp fits, a smart comment in a group project, someone crushing a point in conversation. Same gap, every time. People assumed their wins were landing just as hard as they assumed their losses were. So this isn't your brain protecting you from cringe. It's your brain convinced you're the main character in a movie nobody else is watching. And I'm going to come back to why that matters in a second, because there's a second study that makes this even worse for you. Real quick, pause with me for a second. I want to say something. If this is hitting different right now, do me a solid. Like the video, subscribe, and if you've got a friend who overanalyzes every text they send, tag them in the comments or just send this their way. It actually helps this channel grow more than you'd think, and it's the reason I get to keep making stuff like this. Appreciate you being here. Okay, back to it. So that second study. This one's about regret, not embarrassment. Researchers tracked what people actually wish they'd done differently, and they found something strange. Right after something goes wrong, in the moment, people regret what they did. The message they shouldn't have sent, the risk that flopped. But ask people about their biggest regrets years later, and the whole pattern flips. It's never the cringe thing they did. It's the thing they never did. The comment they didn't post. The person they didn't text back. The opportunity they let go quiet because they were scared of a reaction that, statistically, almost nobody was actually going to have. Here's the trade you're making without even clocking it. You're giving up something real, right now, today, your voice, your ideas, the actual weird specific version of you, and trading it for protection from a threat that's mostly fictional. That's not caution. That's paying full price for nothing. And there's a third thing researchers found that honestly might be the most useful piece of this whole video. It's called audience tuning. Basically, they tracked how fast people forget seeing someone else mess up versus how long the person who messed up remembers it. The gap is brutal. You're still replaying that thing you said at the party 3 weeks ago. The person who heard it forgot by the time they got their next drink. You're the only one still holding the tape. Everyone else deleted the footage before they even left the room. Okay, system time, because knowing this and actually using it are two different things. Step 1, the cut it in half rule. Anytime your brain says, everyone saw that, or the whole group chat is talking about me right now, cut the number in half. Then cut it again. 50% felt true to those students. 25 was reality. Your gut estimate here is never accurate, so stop treating it like fact. Step 2, the mirror flip. Next time someone else fumbles, says something awkward, posts a cringe story, notice how long you actually sit with it. Be honest. Usually it's gone in under a minute. You're back on your phone doing something else. That's the whole trick, because that exact thing is happening to you in everyone else's head too. Nobody's holding on to your moment the way you are. Step 3, and this is the one that actually rewires the habit long term. Flip the question. Instead of what are they thinking about me, ask what am I actually curious about in them. Ask a real question. Actually listen to the answer instead of half listening while you plan your next sentence. Your brain physically cannot spiral inward and pay attention outward at the same time. Pick one. Step 4, the one everyone skips because it's the only one that costs you something. Do one slightly uncomfortable thing on purpose this week. Post the thing without overthinking the caption for 20 minutes. Ask the question in class that might sound obvious, or the fit you actually like instead of the safe one. Text the person first instead of waiting to see if they text you. Every time you do this and nothing collapses, that alarm in your head gets a little quieter. This one's not a one-time fix. It's reps, and the discomfort is the whole point, not a sign you're doing it wrong. Real talk for a second. I told you I'd come back to why the main character thing matters, so here it is. If your brain genuinely believes you're the lead role in everyone else's story, every small thing feels like a scene. A typo in a text becomes a plot point. Showing up 5 minutes late becomes something people are going to bring up later. But once you actually accept you're a background character in almost every room you walk into, most of that pressure just stops making sense. Nobody's writing your arc but you. That's not a sad thing. That's the loophole. Now, quick clarification before you misread this. This isn't stop caring about everyone forever. The people who've actually earned a place in your life, the ones who show up, who know the real you, their opinion still matters. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the stranger who left you on read, the anonymous comment, the algorithm deciding who sees your face today. Those accounts do not get a vote in how you live. So here's the actual cost, and I want this to land. Every time you shrink yourself to dodge a judgment that was never coming, you're not staying safe. You're quietly deleting a version of your life before it even had a chance to exist. That jury in your head doesn't know your name. It never did. So why does it still get final say? Here's a small test you can run this week to actually check if any of this landed. Next time you catch yourself hesitating over something small, hitting send on a message, raising your hand, wearing the thing, ask yourself one question. In 6 months, will I even remember worrying about this? For almost everything you're stuck on right now, the honest answer is no. You won't remember the hesitation. You'll only remember whether you did the thing or didn't. That's the whole test. And it works because it forces your brain to zoom out past the fake courtroom and actually look at the timeline. Picture yourself in 5 years. Not the version still rewriting a caption for the 8th time, still doing the math on who might screenshot it. I mean the version who already hit send, already asked the question, already walked into the room without running the simulation first. That version isn't less scared than you. They just stopped negotiating with a jury that was never actually in session. And no, this doesn't switch off after one video, even a good one. It quiets down through reps, through catching yourself mid-spiral and cutting the number in half, through noticing again and again that the group chat moved on, the story got old, and nobody actually built a courtroom for you the way you built one for yourself. Some weeks it'll feel automatic. Other weeks that old alarm is going to come back loud and try to convince you it was right all along. That's not failure. That's just the muscle rebuilding itself. You don't need it perfect. You just need it running more often than it used to. So next time that voice shows up asking what people are going to think, give it an answer. Tell it the jury's dismissed. You're not performing for an audience that stopped watching an hour ago. You're building something real on your own clock. That's the system, not a mood, not a burst of hype that's gone by Thursday. A system, something you run on purpose until it becomes who you are.